This is what it's like when you have a drawer with the dovetail joints separating. That. So we are going to repair the joints on this drawer and see if we can make it work as it should. Today I'm going to show you how to fix the dovetails or joints on an old drawer to make them even again, flush with each other, and make it so they don't come out easily. When they get like this, it makes it harder to open the drawer, and it can get to where you can't open it at all. So the first thing you want to do is get these joints back in here. If you have a rubber mallet, you can use a rubber mallet, but even with a rubber mallet, I would recommend using a piece of wood between the hammer or mallet and the drawer itself. So this happens all the time. This is not going to be hammered down back in there and stay. It's just going to pop back out. So I'm going to show you what to do. The first thing to do is make sure that when you do glue this, that the joints will go back down in there. I could hammer this down, but it's just going to pop right back up like that because this wood is warped. I highly recommend getting a glue syringe for this. It's really hard if you have a tip on a bottle like this to get it to push the glue down in there. You can still do it. You can put the glue on there and push it down with your fingers and just keep pushing it down. Make sure it doesn't come out the other side. But if you have a glue syringe like this, you can really push the glue down into the joints and it works really well. I'm going to put glue too where there was no glue before, like the top of this. I'm going to put glue because I want every surface possible to be glued together so this doesn't come back out. Since the wood is pretty strong and it's already warped, we need to make sure it stays that way. If you look inside of your drawer, that's a dovetail drawer, you can usually see these holes right here, which are part of the dovetail. I put glue down in those too, because that goes deep into the dovetail and will help it stay there. So I'm basically going to fill those up like that. Another way to help hold this drawer solid is to run a bead of glue in the corner of the inside of the drawer, and that will help it stay together even more. I'm going to wipe some of the excess off, but also in doing this, you're pushing some more glue down in there. So once you have your glue in there, one way to do this is to take something really heavy and put it on the drawer. Not heavy enough to crush the drawer, of course, but you have to get enough weight to keep the wood pressed down where it's supposed to be. That's pretty close, but I would add some more weight if I was going to do it this way. The thing you can do is a vise like this. I got this from Harbor Freight. It's less than $5. What you do is put these on either side of the drawer and you pull the handle till it's where you want it to be. That is perfectly flush. The best way to set this glue and make it so it doesn't come undone is to just leave this for a couple days. And then the glue sets really well and it gets really used to being in that shape again. So if you're doing a large drawer, obviously the little clamps aren't going to work. If you have a ratchet strap, you can wrap it around this way and tighten it down, and it does the same thing as the clamp. If you don't have a ratchet strap, you just need some rope. This is actually a piece of an old ratchet strap. So here's what you do. You take an end, you fold it down like that, and then you just make a knot with the part that is looped up, doubled over. So you have this like that. I'm going to take that, wrap it around the drawer, and this loop is what is going to enable you to get tension to tighten this up enough. Take the other end of your rope or whatever you're using, put it through the hole like that, Bring it up to the edge. And then when you pull this, it tightens down a lot. This lets you pull through here and get a lot of pull on that. Do that. Just tie a regular knot. Keep it pulled tight while you're doing your knot. There you go. That's how you do a big drawer. This is another piece of furniture I'm working on. You can see how far up the dovetails have raised, and I'm going to show you how well this rope will hold that in place. So this is what it looks like after the strap or rope is put on it. It's nice and flush. So we will let this dry for a couple days and then see what we have. Okay, it's been 48 hours and we have drawers that should be dry. I don't know if these are the exact ones that I tied and clamped in the beginning of the video because there are 6 of them, but all of them were done the same way. So we're going to look at one done like this and one done like this and see what the results are. Okay, so here's our first drawer. This is the clamp drawer. This one looks pretty good. It looks like this piece didn't quite go all the way down in there. But for this, when there's one edge that is slightly raised or one little part, instead of trying to glue that or whatever, because it probably would never happen, I'm just going to sand that down. That little part right there can make a drawer hang up. The other side has a good bit of glue on it, so this was probably one of the more messed up ones. Here, these are raised slightly, not perfect, but much better than it was, and these 3 I can sand down a little bit and then it will open and close just fine. So our drawer with the rope or strap on it, I should say. That one is pretty good. Slightly raised right there, but some of these that are raised like this, you will never get them to go back down in there. So that is, again, is small enough to sand that little part and have that work out just fine. And the other side looks pretty perfect. It also looks like maybe it didn't have any problems on that side. So when you do this, if you're going to use the rope, the best way to tie the knot is a trucker's hitch, and I didn't do the trucker's hitch on the video because the trucker's hitch is a video in itself. But if you want a really good way to tie drawers and tie down furniture and anything else you need to haul around, check out the trucker's knot, and I will eventually make my own video on the trucker's knot. All right, and here goes the moment of truth. I'm being optimistic with my knob that I can push this drawer all the way in and pull it back out. There we go. So now I'm just going to sand the sides a little bit and clean the tracks, and hopefully it will go in and out smoothly. So that's it for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and check back often. I put up new videos all the time. Thank you.